This is my Super 8 projector. It needs a bulb, but I'm gonna get one. But that's not what I'm showing you. This is all like music stuff from years ago. Like that. But aha, that's what I'm looking for. All right. As you'll see from the clips I interspersed through this video, my daughter, Rena, has become very, very adept at making espressos. And is that not the reason we have kids in the first place? I still roast the beans. I don't trust anybody else to do that. It's crazy. So today's video is called Let It Go. And here's the deal. One thing that happened among many things when I started teaching my small steps approach to people is that they realize, even though they came to me to talk about food primarily because I'm a nutritionist, they realized through the process that they had other fish to fry. If you know what I mean. But what I actually mean is that they realize that they have other things to think about besides food, and that maybe food's been a distraction from other things that they want to do in their lives, and that's been a really cool thing. So my small steps approach for many people has been a really good tool to increase productivity, to get more done, in essence. But there is a little hitch in the process of getting something done, especially in like the book writing or music or creative realm, that can really stop people in their tracks from actually getting things done. And here's what I mean. And I'm totally in this area right now because I just turned in the book to the publisher, done. Like Lisa designed it, the cover's done. They might have feedback, I guess, on some of the design, but the book is done. And when my wife designed it and I looked at it, I was like, oh, good, great. But I was noticing some sentences. I was like, oh man, maybe I should change that. And oh wait, maybe I want to. Now I've seen and worked on this book for the last 6 months and have gone through so many drafts, my head is about to explode. And as I was looking at it and just kind of getting this like feeling of like, maybe there's some things I want to change, I recognize that in me because it's come up on multiple occasions in my life as I'm getting things done. So that's why I went to this box to show you this. So that is my very first album, and it's me with hair. Okay, can you get over it? But look at this. There's the back shot of me with not that much hair. I was, let's see, 22, 23, 23, 24. That's my very first album. And I remember very vividly recording this album, and I was very happy with it. When it was done, now I listen to it, and this is like 30 years old or whatever. Now I listen to it. Actually, I don't listen to it, but when I have heard it over the last like 10 years, once in a while, it makes me cringe a little bit. At the time, I was proud of it, and I'm glad, and I'll tell you why. But now when I listen to it, I go, it's hard for me to listen to. Okay, got it? Okay, good. The reason why this video is called Let It Go is because there is a point in most processes of getting a book done or a music album done or something where if you keep working it and editing it or mixing it, whatever you're doing, there's a point at which it's like good, better, but then it kind of goes over a hill, and then it's just you're going into a rabbit hole of craziness. Like you can always change and edit things forever. And what happens, especially for people who aren't familiar with this process and haven't gone through it, more on this in a second, it stops, they never get it done. They cannot let it go. And I realized that as I was looking at my book last week of like, I gotta let this thing go. If I don't stop now, I'll never get the book out and it'll drive me freaking nuts. A client of mine years ago sent me a quote, and I am totally gonna paraphrase it because I'm too lazy to look it up. What am I freaking Mr. Research? I'm not. It was something like, a first draft is perfect because it only needs to be a first draft. Like every first draft is just where it needs to be because it's just a first draft. And I always remember that because a lot of times, and I definitely in the beginning would do this, where you want to make your first run out of the gate perfect, your first draft perfect. And so you don't just sort of bust through it knowing that you're going to go back and edit and change. You got to get everything perfect, and you can't let it go unless it's already there, and it's not there, and it's not gonna be there yet. And even when it's there and you eventually give it in 10 years later, you go, holy crap, but it's about that time that you did it, and it really, really is. The let it go thing is, and you've heard that quote, don't let the perfect be the enemy of the good. That's what this is. Sometimes in the process of creating something, we never finish it because we think it has to be perfect, and we furthermore have to think it has to be perfect on the first try. And so the process of creating is one of experience for me in a way. And what I mean is, I'm so glad that I did this record, even though I don't really like it now. But because I did that record, I got past it, I let it go. Then I was able to do my second album, which I like better, but still, whatever, it's what it was. But then I got past that one, and so on and so forth. And now, I've done 6 albums over the years I've been doing this. And you gain so much experience in that. You gain so much in the process of understanding that point where you go, okay, I gotta let this one go. For people who are using my small steps approach to create something, maybe for the first time because they've been so about food and fitness and thinking that's gonna solve the bigger picture of living a happy life, which it's not. It's a part of, but not the thing. And so then they go in to try, okay, well, let me stop thinking about that so much and try to create something. But if it's something they don't have experience with, they can just be one of the millions of people who are novelists who don't write a novel, musicians who don't write a song, screenwriters who don't write a screenplay. They're always working on that thing forever, and they can't ever get to the point where they just kind of let it go. They got to kind of, my advice is to treat it as you would a child. You don't want to, you want to work with a child and raise a child, but at some point it's good for you and the child to let that child go into the world. You keep hanging on and protecting, it's not good for anybody. And that definitely goes for the creative process too. You feel attached to the work that you're doing, but there's a point where you just gotta let it go, for better or for worse, and you just out there, man, and you hope for the best, and that's the best you got, and that's good. But know that once you let that go, that minute liberates you to start thinking about the very next thing that you want to do. And that's a really exciting place to be in, of pushing that thing out and now making room for something completely different or new or whatever. And you have that experience, you've done it now, and you're going to be better at it the next time around every single time.